Against Gervonta Davis? I don't know. I mean, it would be very interesting, very compelling, but I wouldn't be worried about Gervonta Davis getting knocked out.
But you fought basketball players, you fought strikers in the UFC, you fought a 50-year-old, Mike Tyson. Yeah, the money was there, but it wasn't the toughest matches in the world. Why'd you pick those fights? Because you could make money without it being much of a risk.
Stephen A. Smith has officially crashed the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis party, and he didn't come quietly. He showed up loud, fiery, and completely unfiltered, ready to stir the pot and make his voice heard.
So as you sit here right now, you're 30-0, 28 knockouts, clearly one of the top 5 fighters on the planet, if not number 1 in a lot of people's eyes. That's what we say about Tank Davis. How do you feel about you, where you are at right now in your career, pound for pound?
I mean, I can't really say. I just gotta, I'm the type of guy that, I really don't pay attention to that because I'm still in the mix. So I just gotta keep my head grounded, stay grounded and just. My whole goal was always to go out there and put on a great performance, every night, So.
He kicked things off with that trademark fire, saying, "Jake Paul, I respect the grind, but don't confuse courage with experience." Then he doubled down, adding, "Gervonta Davis hits like a meteor. This isn't a sparring session. This is life-changing."
Punch, he's a knockout artist. He can box, he's not given enough credit for it, okay? He closes, he finishes. Once he smells blood, he's like a shark in blood-infested waters, Molly. He will finish you, okay? The time has arrived for us to stand down and to start giving Gervonta Davis the love and respect that he deserves. This brother is...
Breaking it all down, Stephen A. warned, size only buys you so much time. Once Tank finds you, the lights go out. He didn't stop there, he broke down their styles with precision. Jake, he said, moves awkwardly, still learning the instincts of a true fighter. Tank, on the other hand, is a born assassin, fast, sharp, and ruthless, with timing so lethal that one mistake could cost you everything.
By the hype at this particular moment in time. Now, I'll give Jake Paul credit for this. At least he's in the ring with a boxer. And that's fine. It's a money fight, I get you, and you want to make money. But at some point in time, if you keep telling us that you're taking boxing seriously and you want to be recognized as a big-time boxer / fighter, you're gonna have to fight somebody who is a contender at the very least in the sport and who lives with it every single day. Could you please get in the ring with somebody? Pretty please with sugar on top.
Wrapping it up, Stephen A. nailed the stakes perfectly. If Jake wins, he becomes a global phenomenon, but if he loses, it could expose the ceiling of influencer boxing. Classic Stephen A. Loud, dramatic, and somehow both hilarious and dead serious at the same time. And just as his words set the internet ablaze, Jake Paul stormed onto TMZ Sports, sounding like a man caught between confidence and quiet fear. And honestly, that's the best kind of fighter to watch. You could hear it in his voice.
Internally, I'm the most scared going into a fight that I've actually ever been, because I know how good these people are that I'm sparring, and being able to see how good they are and knowing how good Tank is, it's actually gonna be my toughest test to date.
Yeah, I'm scared, but I'm still coming for Tank, Jake said. That's not fear, that's adrenaline with Wi-Fi. The man's pulling in Shakur Stevenson for sparring, Raymond Ford, Montana Love, like he's assembling his own mini Avengers squad just to get ready for Gervonta Davis. And honestly, that's wild, because Tank isn't the kind of fighter who just tests your chin, he tests your soul.
Yeah, no, we have world champions, Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Love in. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So just sparring against guys on their level and people who have, been doing this their whole entire lives. But we're really focusing on speed and not as much on power. I'm not doing as much weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to lose some muscle.
Jake's out here talking about dropping muscle to gain speed. That's real commitment. My guy's treating this like a Fast and Furious reboot, less horsepower, more torque. But when he admitted this is his toughest challenge yet, the one that's keeping him up at night, you could tell he understands exactly what he's stepping into. This isn't another influencer showdown. This is Jake Paul staring down one of the most dangerous men in boxing history and saying, "Let's dance." And love him or hate him, one thing's certain, if he actually beats Gervonta Davis, it wouldn't just break the internet, it would delete it.
Else in the sport to be able to compete at this level and to be able to hang in there with these guys. But I do believe that I have the power and the offense to be able to walk Tank into a knockout like I've done with other opponents and set them up for it. And so I am fully confident in my ability, and I think it would be one of the craziest upsets in a long time.
Right after Jake strutted out of TMZ bragging about sparring with Shakur, shedding muscle, and sealing Netflix money moves, coach Kenny Ellis slid in, calm as a preacher, but sharp as a scalpel. And just like that, the whole tone shifted. Now, don't get me wrong, I love that Ellis spends his time giving back, handing out backpacks, and uplifting kids, but you can't ignore the subtext. When he says he's not worried about Jake's height or power, then brushes off a knockout prediction with a simple, no comment, that's not doubt. That's confidence disguised as calm.
Now switching gears, and Tank has a big fight coming up with Jake Paul. Jake Paul is like a heavyweight, Tank's a lightweight. How does he adjust to that weight? How do you see the fight playing out?
I can't give up too much, but
yeah,
we're going to cross that bridge when we get to it.
Definitely. So you're not worried about his power or his height or anything like that?
Not at all. It's three ways you can skin a cat, you know what I mean?
I'm thinking Jake wants this fight to be about physics, more mass, more force. But Tank's camp? They're playing chess, not flexing for a push-up contest. You want my hot take? If Jake's banking on size to save him, he's studying the wrong textbook. Tank's instincts, those sneaky angles, those are puzzles brute strength can't solve. And when Ellis calmly says, we'll cross that bridge, it sounds to me like, we already built the bridge, and wired it to blow. This fight's got knockout written all over it, but it's also full of trapdoors. And we're all just waiting to see who drops first.
All I do is train. When Tank call me, I'm in the camp. As far as the business side, I don't get into that.
There'll be lots of fans in attendance. Jake Paul's fans and Tank's fans,
For
and
sure.
we look forward to see what happens.
It's going to be an epic event, man. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, you think it'll be a knockout?
No comment.
All right, we'll see what happens. We'll have to tune in.
And just when you thought Coach Ellis's calm, calculated energy had the story under control, Daniel Cormier came crashing in like a freight train. He wasn't having it, not one bit. The man went full heavyweight on the mic, pulling no punches as he straight up called Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis an embarrassment to boxing. You could feel the frustration in his voice. He wasn't just irritated, he was genuinely offended by what the sport was becoming. Cormier looked at this matchup like a professor watching students hand in crayon drawings during finals. How is this even allowed? He snapped. And honestly, he's not wrong.
Paul is huge compared to Gervonta Davis. And two, Gervonta Davis don't even know what weight they fighting, D.
Maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition.
190.
The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190.
The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know.
Tank not knowing the fight weight? That's like showing up to your own wedding and asking who's getting married. Meanwhile, Jake's out here rewriting boxing's rulebook one press conference at a time. Tank's standing there confused, and the commission's probably somewhere going, let's see what happens. Cormier just said what most of us have been whispering, boxing's losing its grip on logic. A 195-pound YouTuber fighting a 135-pound world champion? That's not a matchup, that's a Marvel crossover nobody ordered. But here's the twist, it's so wild, so absurd, that we can't look away. Because that's boxing in 2025, part circus, part art, all adrenaline. And Cormier? He's the voice in the stands, shouting reminders that this sport used to be sacred, before it became a social media experiment wearing gloves.
And he didn't even know what weight they were fighting. I thought
That's
it was
bad,
195.
That was the craziest thing. That was the thing that stood out to me the most. Was that when they go, the rehydration limit or something is 195. And he goes, wait, I thought it was 190. Dean, that's bad. Because you know what that tells me? That tells me that even he recognizes that he's too big.
And right after Daniel Cormier dropped his verbal combo, Abel Sanchez stepped in, quiet, composed, like the calm before a storm. But make no mistake, the man brought lightning with logic. He basically said, yeah, Jake and Tank might fight, but if it's an exhibition, it's a circus. And honestly, he's not wrong. We've reached that strange point in boxing where half the audience craves real combat, and the other half just wants Netflix paydays and TikTok knockouts. Abel's out there rebuilding his gym without power, yet somehow delivering more common sense than half the internet combined. He didn't just talk about fights, he talked about legacy, discipline, and respect for the sport, which feels like rare energy in today's money-chasing fight scene. You can sense his concern that boxing's credibility is slipping if these high-dollar exhibitions keep replacing true competition.
You know, he'll probably get $10 million to fight Lamont Roach, and then he'll make $50 million with Jake Paul. It's hard to get, to that type of money to get away from it. It's really tempting,
Well, as a businessman and as somebody's got to prepare their future, I mean, I can't blame him, but it's not good for the sport. I think that is... Gervonta Davis is a very good fighter. Like I said, he's one of my favorites, so I would hate to see him do that, but who am I to question somebody's...
But what really made me sit up was how Abel still gave Tank his flowers. He flat out said the man's got instincts you just can't teach, like a street-smart predator who learned timing through chaos, not mid-drills. That's next-level respect. And when he brought up Shakur Stevenson, you could feel the admiration, but Abel didn't even pretend Shakur could outthink Tank. He made it crystal clear, Tank's resourcefulness and unpredictability in the ring are unmatched. Abel broke it down perfectly. Tank's style was born from survival. He reads danger in real time, reacts before it happens, and that's what makes him lethal. So yeah, if Tank keeps chasing these circus paydays instead of fighting true elite talent, it's like watching LeBron retire early to go celebrity bowling. Fun to watch, maybe, but deep down, we'd all be shouting about what could have been.
How do you like that fight playing out, Gervonta and Shakur? Who wins that fight, Abel?
I'm not gonna go against my man. I have to take Davis. I think he does things in there that we as coaches can't teach. He does things in there from the street. He does he's so calculating that I would have.
All right, so here's the wrap up, and listen close, because this fight isn't just about punches. It's about legacy, chaos, and clout. Jake Paul's out here plotting like a movie villain, building his Avenger-style sparring crew, shedding muscle, and hyping himself like he's rewriting the rulebook of boxing. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis is that quiet storm, his instincts sharpened from street scraps to world title wars, waiting for the perfect moment to turn Jake's mistake into lights out. You've got Stephen A. firing off hot takes, DC yelling logic from the sidelines, Coach Ellis radiating that calm, dangerous confidence, and Abel Sanchez dropping streetwise wisdom on why Tank isn't just a knockout machine. He's a chess player in a meat locker. It's wild. It's unpredictable. And honestly, it might be the most talked about collision of pure spectacle versus raw skill we've seen in years.
Sure, he got in a lot of fights with a lot of big guys, and he had to figure out a way to hold his own, and how he ducks and how he throws his punches. To me, it's similar of he got in a fight with a 6'3" guy, and he had to knock him out, and the only way to do it is to do that awkward things that he does, and I think that's why he's so effective. He knows how to prepare with the things that he's got. His mind seems to be working on.
Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who's really taking this? Does Jake Paul's hype and hustle carry him through Tank's instincts? Or is this the moment that finally exposes the ceiling of influencer boxing? Debate it, argue it, roast me if you want, I'm here for all of it. And yo, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Universal Punch. We're breaking down the fights, the drama, and the beautiful chaos, one clip at a time. I'll catch you in the next one. And remember, this isn't just boxing. This is *2025 style.